The first commander from the Strongest Lord event, and one of the better commanders in the game right now, especially heavily favored in the meta, Emrys. This video will be discussing Emrys, his pairings, his talents, so stick around to find out everything you need to know about the Shadow Warlord. What's up guys, MEOWER here back with a brand new video. In continuation of the Commander series Revamped, we will be visiting our good friend Emrys. Emrys is a cavalry commander, a heavily PvP strict commander, which fills in some really good roles. In the roles that he fits, he definitely excels at, which include dealing tons of damage, and raiding farmers. And of course, he can join Bakshi in the rallies, but more on that as the video progresses. So, as usual, I'll give you everything you need to know about the commander, from his builds, his skills, where you can get them, and his pairings, and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let's get started. Emrys is a cavalry, PvP, and mobility attributed commander, so that means he excels at leading cavalry units, he excels at PvP, and of course mobility, since his skills provide march speed as well. This gives him access to the mobility tree, the cavalry tree, and the PvP tree. Now, there are a couple of decent builds on Emrys, though I don't really recommend him being as the primary when it comes to Bakshi Emrys. However, and since I was discussing yesterday with one of my good friends, Lee, he provided a sort of skill tree that I would like some of you to experiment and let me know what you guys like about it, or if you don't like it. So without further ado, I'll show you the main tree, which in my opinion should be ran, because if you're using Emrys as lead, you should not be using him in a PvP scenario in a large fight, but rather in raiding scenarios where you're just going to go raid in the enemy's farmers. So without further ado, this will be the experimental tree first. We're going to go for attack. We're going to go for overall speed, HP, and then we're going to go for the balanced heart. And then we're going to use the PvP tree as our base where we build upon. So we're going to go for attack, normal attack damage, or you can go for March speed, but however, I do recommend normal attack damage since it impacts regular attack, counter attack, and the skill damage as well. We're gonna go for a hero skill attack, and then we're gonna go for definitely gonna go for the Army of Valor, and then we're gonna take even more March speed here. We're gonna get increased damage to increase all damage across the board. We're gonna go increase damage when you're less HP, and then finally we're gonna go for a defense break. And then we're going to use the cavalry tree as the secondary to supplement our build. We're going to go for attack, for march speed, for cavalry unit attack, for intimidation, since cavalry don't need that much regeneration due to the fact that they are both commanders are rather, as they call, rage engines plus the cavalry skill, which I will explain as soon as I'm done setting up the talent tree. And then we're going to go for perfect ferocity. And for the last skill, you might go for high spirits. You might go for another high spirits here. But personally, I would rather go for mm, the rest and repose. Just because you're going to be farming a lot of people, so you might as well just grab that extra health to sort of build in a mini sustain for yourself. Okay, this is the experimental build. Now, the main build, which I would go for 100% of the time and never go deviate from it when you're using Emrys as the lead, since he will be fitting the role of a primary raider. We're going to start the usual attack, march speed, and then HP. We're going to use the mobility tree where we go for haste, so we can keep chasing down any stragglers and people who run away. We're going to go for normal attack damage here. And then we're going to go for either swift maneuvers or preemptive preparations. However, I do recommend swift maneuvers since, again, you are only focusing on hitting farmers with this build. This build is not optimized for regular PvP and the open field combat. So I cannot stress this enough that you only use this build when you are running Emrys as the lead, only to hunt down farmers. Now we're gonna run for Plan B, Plan B, that we're gonna gain haste to increase attack, and then finally we're gonna increase the march speed by 20% so that when you're low you make sure that you don't die. And then we're finally gonna use passing shadows just for to get the huge march speed boost and the defense when you're casting any artifacts. Some might say victory rush is good, but you already do a lot of damage. You don't need any more extra damage to build up on. So that's why I would rather go for um, passing shadows. The secondary tree we're gonna go for cavalry speed. We're gonna go for cavalry attack, intimidation, and of course perfect ferocity. And the last skill we'll definitely go for maybe another point in intimidation or a march speed talent. But I would rather go for that one extra 1% skill damage. Now, the reason why I don't take any rage generation talents on Emrys or any cavalry commander for that matter, one, you can only gain up to 220 rage per second, aka per turn. What that means is you cannot overrage. Overraging is a waste. Emrys already has a huge rage generation boost, and he gains even more rage from his Awakened skill, while when he's paired with Bakshi, Bakshi also has a Rage steroid, increasing rage generation by up to 30% as well. So it's just overkill adding any more rage generation talents. Now, the reason also why you want to maximize your upfront damage is because Cavalry recently got introduced a skill which, when you attack a Rage March, a ranged march, you instantly are able to cast a rage skill. So if you're using either Bakshi Emrys or Emrys Bakshi to pick off stragglers, to pick off farms, etc., if that straggler march is ranged, you're going to instantly cast your skill. As well as Emirys doesn't really provide as much stat utility like Bakshi does. That's why he is more favored to be the deputy, just because Bakshi has access to the skill tree, which is pretty amazing when it comes to Grand Open PvP. You might ask me, but MEOWER, Emrys has the PvP tree, he has the PvP attribute. However, I don't like the PvP tree. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I think the other trees does give what stats. The PvP tree gives only better and higher percentages, so that's why I tend to deviate away from the PvP tree. Now, when it comes to pairings with Emrys, you want to run Emrys Bakshi or Emrys Alistar in the early game, and if you're a whale, then Emrys Hosk till you get Bakshi, because after you get Bakshi, should not run Emrys with anyone else, either Bakshi Emrys or Emrys Bakshi, depending on the situation. If you're rallying someone, then Bakshi Emrys. If you're raiding, Emrys Bakshi, and so on and so forth. Emrys is a great commander. You can get her sculptures from the Strongest Lord event, because he's usually the first commander when it comes to the Strongest Lord. You need 690 legendary sculptures in order to max out a commander. You need 7 million 7.852 million XP in order to level him all the way to level 60. Usually the Strongest Sword event comes in rotations of 3 times, then switching to the next commander. So if you manage to rank high enough or even manage to rank 1 in all 3 of them in a row, you'll have your Emrys maxed in no time. That's all for the oh, before I forget, you can get his sculptures also from the VIP daily logins and from the gold chest since he drops there as well. That is all when it comes to Emrys, our speedy boy in Call of Dragons. I hope you liked this video. If you did, throw a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to join our Discord. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe for more because I will be releasing videos about every single commander till I'm done over the next few days just to finish up the Commander series Revamped and not miss anything out. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow.